Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Suzanne and Sarah YouTube channel. I'm Suzanne.
And I'm Sarah.
And today we are going to talk to you about all the things you need to know for insuring your investment property. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Suzanne and Sarah YouTube channel. I'm Suzanne Moore.
And I'm Sarah Willis. We are Central Oregon's investment and real estate experts.
So as I said, I'm Suzanne Moore. I'm a realtor here in beautiful sunny Bend, Oregon with Realty One Group Discovery and the founder of the Central Oregon Investor Network, which brings together investors not only from Central Oregon, but from all over the country to learn from one another, share resources, and create more passive income in our lives through real estate investments.
And I'm Sarah Willis. Suzanne Moore and I are a team here at Realty One Group Discovery, and we make these videos every single week for you. We make videos on Bend lifestyle topics, so you know what it's like to live here or to visit here before you come. And when you come and you decide you want to live here, you know who to call to help you find a home. And also these investor topics that are related to home ownership and investment properties here. So you'll see up on the screen a QR code, and we'd love you to hold your phone up right now and take a screenshot, as well as our contact information. Note that. That's the best way to get in touch with us. We make beautifully curated lists every single week of Bend's best deals, send them straight to your inbox, as well as a monthly market update where you can learn about what's going on in the Bend area and stay in touch with real estate here. Before this video is over, we invite you to like and subscribe.
All right, so getting started, congratulations, first of all, on owning a piece of investment property. And one of the crucial components of owning that property is getting it insured. Your lender, if you have one, will likely require this before closing. And there's a lot to know about insuring your investment property that is different than insuring the property that you live in as a primary residence. So it is vital to understand the protection that you need to make sure all of your assets are protected. And so we're going to talk about the aspects of insurance for rental properties.
So as we said, rental property insurance is a little bit different than primary home insurance, but it all starts with dwelling coverage. And this is really just what protects the physical structure of your rental property. It covers in the event that you have things like happen to your home, like fire, big storms, if someone vandalizes your home. This is probably what you have on your primary residence and what anyone with a mortgage is required to have, and really just a smart thing to have. But when you have a rental property, insurers, people who insure your home, want you to have a little bit more coverage than just the basic stuff. And this is when liability coverage comes into play. And this really protects you against any legal and financial liabilities that come from having people stay in your home for any amount of time that don't own it and don't have the same things invested in your home and taking care of your home that you do. It really just opens up insurers to a little bit more risk. So they require you to have more coverage. So, yep.
Just a quick point on this for verbiage. It can be called liability coverage. It can be called umbrella policy, and it can be called a landlord policy. They all are the same thing, protecting you from liability if someone were to sue you.
General liability coverage. Yep. So this protects you against, as we said, any legal or financial liabilities that might come from someone suing you if they get into your home and get injured for some reason, or have any losses of their own while they're there physically or monetarily. So another part of this insurance that comes with rental insurance is loss of rental income. This isn't something that you necessarily get, but this is something you may want to look into and ask for specifically. This compensates you for lost rental income in the event that you do have something that happens to your home and you can't have someone living in your home while these repairs are being done. This kind of insurance does not cover you, let's be clear, about if for some reason you can't find a tenant for your home. It only covers you in the event that there's too much damage to the property in order for it to be habitable until you fix it. Finally, as part of this sort of bigger piece is personal property coverage. And this focuses on your tenant's belongings and also furnished rentals. So of course, renters can have their own insurance, and this is different than that. And you may always want to, if you have a long-term rental or midterm rental, encourage renters to have their own insurance for their own things. But personal property coverage can help if you are renting something that has its own furnishings that belong to you, and those get damaged in the event of a fire or something else.
So we know that a lot of people are transitioning their investment properties to short-term rentals. And with that comes the necessity of getting short-term rental property specific endorsements. So this means you're getting on the phone to your insurance broker and saying like, hey, I decided to turn my property into a short-term rental and I need coverage. What they will do is they will add personal property coverage, which Sarah just talked about. So covering all the furnishings and the decor in the home that you just paid for, and they'll add liability coverage because there's people coming and going. You never know what can happen. So great, really important to have this. And you want to make sure that you have this if you do have a short-term rental or even a midterm rental. There are additional coverage options that generally will cost you extra, but they are important in certain locations depending on the natural disasters that you can expect. So here in Central Oregon, we have frequent fires. And so that's something that generally comes with a traditional policy like fire or hazard insurance policy, but you may want to see if there are any additional riders for that in case it is arson or some other thing that you can't predict. So other things you may want to insure your property on, depending on where it's located, is flood insurance. If you are in a flood zone, this may be required by your lender. Earthquake insurance, also very important in certain parts of Oregon and different parts of the country, not Central Oregon, fortunately. And then umbrella policies, which we talked about. That's that overarching policy that protects you and your personal assets from being sued for liability. So you want to make sure that you talk to your insurance agent and figure out which options are right for you.
So here are our tips for finding who's going to work best for you. It really is going to come down to your property specific and what type of rental you are looking to have, or what type of investment property you're looking to have, whether it's just a second home. Is it someplace that just you are visiting when you come to the Central Oregon area? Is this something that you are renting out as a nightly rental? That's going to leave insurance open to more exposure. Or is this a long-term rental? That's a little bit less exposure for an insurance company and probably will cost a little bit less. Or some issues that we're really running into here in contemporary times is fire insurance. It's been really hard to insure homes in our South County area these days because people are, insurance companies are just dropping people left and right because there are so many trees around properties, and fire is a higher risk. So it's really important to shop around, and this is the point here. Compare quotes from different providers. If someone tells you no, that doesn't mean that the blanket answer is no. Come to us. We have referrals for you with people that can actually get things done and fight on your behalf. And that being said, depending on your property type, you're going to want to work with a specialist, someone that knows how to insure your type of property that you are looking to insure. So seek insurance providers that specialize in landlord coverage is another tip for you here. Not everybody is created equally, and this is a question you're going to want to ask your insurance broker, how much experience they have with landlord coverage. And then finally, assessing your risks. Consider your location and the property condition when considering the different coverage levels that you're going to need. Again, as we mentioned, if you're looking in Sun River South towards Lapine, it's getting harder and harder to insure some of these homes in some of these neighborhoods, and depending on the value of the home itself and its proximity to fire stations and the forest. So these are all things to take into consideration, flood zones and what have you. So assess your risks before you get too far in the purchasing process, and we are here to help you do that.
And one thing you can look at too when you're looking at homes in South County is whether they exist in a FireWise certified neighborhood. So that is something that will generally help with getting coverage for insurance and may even lower your premiums. So one way to save money, we know we're talking about insurance, and who likes paying for insurance because it's something you pay for and hopefully you're hoping you never have to use it. So how can you save money? Well, one way that we all know is you can bundle all your policies. So you put your cars in there and you put your primary home and your investment home and maybe your camper, whatever. You just put it all together, and then generally most large insurance companies will give you a discount for doing that. And then one thing that I do a lot every single year, I review my coverage, the costs, and my policies, and I compare them across multiple different companies to make sure I'm getting the best deal. And I actually have my insurance broker do this for me every single year. I'm waiting for him to do that right now. And this just ensures you that you're getting the best coverage for the best price and staying up to date on this. It's so easy, especially when these things are in escrow and your mortgage company is paying them, to just not pay attention. And this happened to me. My insurance kept going up and up and up, and I had never had a claim. And I was just like surprised one day when I realized how much I was paying. And that's when I started paying a lot more attention to my insurance policies. So review and update frequently.
In conclusion, rental property insurance is essential for being a responsible property manager and homeowner. It's a big piece of the picture. It has a significant impact on what your monthly expenses are on your rental property or your investment property. So we're here to just share with you how to make informed decisions and to protect your investment and rental income. It makes a big difference. Shop around, know your options before you buy, and
come to us with any questions. We are here to be a great resource for you. And as Sarah said earlier, if you're having trouble finding someone to cover your property, we are your go-to gals.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you everyone so much for joining us today for everything you need to know about insuring your investment property. I'm Suzanne.
And I'm Sarah. Thanks for joining us again here on the Sarah and Suzanne YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.